keep spilling it on the floor. Do cats eat this kind of stuff? Welcome back. We are going to make those bootables, so I wanted to give you a quick glimpse into what we did. So we're gonna plate those up and I'll tell you a little bit about it. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna put in my bowl is this brown rice quinoa blend. We cooked the brown rice in our rice cooker, and then we cooked the quinoa separate, and then we simply mix it together. You might have gotten a glimpse of that sweet potato, the cube or the chopped sweet potato. That was actually steamed in the top of our rice cooker for our burger recipe for tomorrow. So we do really try to use, if we're gonna make something, we always think, oh, what do we have that we could steam and put in the top? So we do that. So I'm gonna put the camera down and show you the rest of the things that I load on my bowl. This is the package that the beets come in. I was telling John in the car that these beets are really convenient, but I should probably just cook my own beets at home. But these are so flavorful and they're smaller. Then the next thing I'm gonna put on my bowl are sprouts. I forgot those. Yeah, sprouts. Put those on top. And then for the official VegInspired Super Bootable, we dress our bootables with the seasoned rice vinegar. We dress it just like it's a salad, and then the star of the show is this lemon garlic tahini sauce. So I'm just gonna give it a quick drizzle. Real quick though, what I love about these bowls is that you could easily chop all your veggies, prep your quinoa and your rice, your chickpeas, everything could be prepped on your meal prep day, and then you could toss these together and you could do different variations of these. You could add in different veggies, you could do broccoli, you could add in cauliflower, you could do red peppers, you could use sauerkraut. I mean, there's just so many combinations that are super tasty with that rice vinegar and that lemon tahini sauce. So let us know in the comments below if you like this kind of quick glimpse into our super easy go-to meals. Tell me a topping that I should add to this bootable. Give me an idea. Give me a veggie or something that would be an awesome addition to this. Maybe, I don't know, you tell me. Today we're going to show you a glimpse into what we eat in a day. Sit back and enjoy this video. Our first recipe comes out of the Plant-Based on a Budget cookbook. If you saw this video where I did a what I ate in a day out of the Plant-Based on a Budget cookbook, you see 3 recipes, and today we're gonna show you the Chilaquiles. We're super excited. We made this whole food plant-based by eliminating the oil in the recipe, so we are really excited to show you how it comes together. Right now, based on the recipe, we have 5 corn tortillas, and they are actually toasting in our oven, basically dehydrating them into tortilla chips to serve with this Chilaquiles. So those are in the oven. We cut them into strips, put them on a parchment lined baking sheet, and we're put them in a cold oven that we're heating up to around 350 degrees. And we'll just continue to check the tortilla strips, maybe toss them or flip them so that they get nice and dried out like crispy tortilla chips. We use the corn tortillas from the the Food for Life Baking Company in their Ezekiel line. They are oil-free, and this is not the first time that we've baked them into strips. Now we're gonna cook up the tofu and the beans with all of their deliciousness to get this recipe going. Keep watching. So we have our hot skillet up over medium-low heat. We're gonna add in 3/4 of a cup of diced red onion. You could use any type of onion in this. This might be a little bit more than 3/4, but I wanted to use the onion we had. So I'm just going to saute this up. Now we don't cook in oil, so we're gonna add a splash of water. This is how we water saute to prevent burning. Since you're water sauteing, it's kind of like they're steaming, so it helps the onions get soft as well. Now we're gonna add 2 minced garlic cloves, about a teaspoon or 2 teaspoons, a tablespoon of ground cumin, and a teaspoon of chili powder. We like to add it to these cooked onions so that the seasonings kind of toast up a little bit before we put the rest of our ingredients in. Now we're gonna crumble in a block, 14 ounces of extra firm tofu that I pressed slightly. We're going to add sprigs of cilantro, 6 of them that have been chopped. I put a bonus at the end of this video on how we prep and store our cilantro so that it's quick and easy for recipes like this, so keep watching till the end. We're going to add a can of drained and rinsed pinto beans. And one of the parts I love about the plant-based on a budget cookbook is that it also gives you some optional add-ins. So we're gonna add in 1 cup of chopped spinach. We had spinach on hand. I didn't have to buy this for the recipe. That's one of the things I love about this cookbook is the add-ons might be something that you have or something that you used in another recipe, which we did. We'll use that in our burgers. We'll just let the spinach cook down and then we'll serve this. I'm going to go check on our chips. They're nice and crunchy. If you want your tofu to be a little yellow, you can add a tiny sprinkle of turmeric. And then just stir it in. It'll help color up that tofu a little and also give you the added benefits of turmeric. Our tofu mixture looks like it's done. I'm gonna add a little pepper. Calls for about a pinch in the recipe, and then I'm gonna salt to taste. This recipe calls for half a teaspoon of salt. We usually hold off or half that and then salt to taste. And then we can salt on our plates if we need more. The big reveal. Oh, perfect. So we'll save half the avocado for later for another recipe, and we're gonna use this. In this way of eating, we've been reducing the amount of nuts and seeds, so that includes the avocado. So I'm just going to cut up some of it. This is done. I'm gonna turn it off. I'm gonna add our corn tortillas. We're gonna serve it with this tomatillo salsa. In the cookbook, there is a recipe for that, or you can serve it with your favorite salsa. We'll sprinkle in some avocado chunks. And it looks amazing. I'm so excited to try this and get this plated up for you. We made a bed of our corn tortilla strips that we baked. And now we're topping it off. Add some avocado. And some cilantro. And some salsa. The chilaquiles were incredible. I am unsure where the video of me eating the chilaquiles went, but I hope you enjoy this intermission of some extremely adorable and very, very happy camper cats. Okay, so for my cilantro, or any herb actually, we have these reusable bags. I can put a link in the description below, but they're just the Earthwise bags, and really any breathable, reusable bag would work. I get a jar, I fill it with some water, just tap water. And then I'm going to wash my herbs. So I just dump them in here, and then I'll give them a spritz of vinegar, which we keep in a spray bottle. If you see me using this, this is our vinegar water spray mixture. I'm just gonna give it a quick spray. And just rinse the herbs. And the reason I'm washing them first is so that they're ready to use right out of the refrigerator. That makes it so easy if they're dry when you go to cut them, rather than washing them as you go. It only takes about, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes when you get home from the grocery store for this prep. If this is the only prep that you do for your produce, I highly recommend it. And then just pull these out. I just grab my scissors and I just clip the ends and then stick them in the water. I try to remove any of these lower leaves that might make the water funky. And I'll just put these aside and maybe use them in a upcoming recipe real quick. Any limp, odd-shaped cilantros or herbs I just get rid of. Quick clip of the ends. Like these ones that are funky, all tangled, I just set them aside. I mean, obviously when we buy cilantro or an herb like this, we're looking for the best of the bunch, but just snip those real quick. You could also set them on a cutting board and use a knife. I just think the scissors are easier. So now you have a cute little flower bouquet of cilantro. There might be a little too much water because you just want the ends in. That's good. And we just get all the herbs inside it. Remember, it's still breathable. It's a breathable, reusable bag. Although I think the ones from the store would work too. But like I said, we can keep herbs for a couple weeks in the fridge in this little, doing it this way. So yeah, now my cilantro is washed and ready to use, and I'll just stick it in the refrigerator, and then I change the water if it ever looks funky. If I keep the cilantro for a really long time, and sometimes I need to clip the bottoms of the stems again. So I hope this helps. This isn't awesome kitchen pro tip for storing your herbs. Welcome back. We had a little snack of some crackers and hummus. Those Mary's crackers and that delicious hummus that we've talked about in pretty much every other video. And some veggies. And now we're getting ready to make our dinner. And tonight's dinner are the Up and Atom burgers from the Engine 2 cookbook. And I just wanted to touch base on why we're cooking so much out of cookbooks. So honestly, we're cooking out of cookbooks because it's easy. In episode 5, I told you all about our meal planning and how I go through the cookbooks and look at what's there. But one of the things I also do is I try to align our recipes so that we are making things that are using similar ingredients. So this week, the big alignment was burgers and tacos because they both use lettuce, tomato, and other things like that. So we wanted to, you know, just kind of make it easy on ourselves. So that's one of the reasons why we're doing mostly cookbook recipes, is because it makes it easier for us, honestly, in changing out our lifestyle and really focusing more on whole food, plant-based meals. We wanted to use the guidelines from the whole food, plant-based style cookbooks. Now, for 5.5 years, we've pretty much been eliminating oil from our recipes, so it isn't difficult for us to take a standard vegan cookbook and make some modifications. On the menu for tonight is a side salad, probably just tossed spinach tossed with some balsamic vinaigrette type dressing, and the Up and Atom burgers with lettuce, tomato, onion, pickles, and a whole food plant-based mayo that we mixed with Pickapeppa steak sauce. It is delicious. The steak saucy aioli is super delicious. 1.5 cups of chickpeas, or a 15-ounce can of chickpeas. We'll mash those. We don't mind chunky burgers, so we just mash them with our potato masher. Not chunky, but textured. 1 cup of old-fashioned oats. 1 cup of cooked sweet potato. 1 cup of cooked brown rice. We're using our brown rice quinoa blend because that's what we have cooked. Then we'll mash everything together. Then we're adding 2 ounces of roughly chopped spinach. 2 garlic cloves. 1 tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. The recipe calls for 1 tablespoon of your favorite barbecue sauce. We're going to try it this time with the Pickapeppa sauce. We picked that up at Whole Foods. Pun intended. It's like a rich kind of Worcestershire steaky kind of sauce. The all natural ingredients. Calls for 1 teaspoon of chili powder. 1/2 teaspoon of smoked paprika. And 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. Oops, it only called for 1/4 teaspoon of smoked paprika. Guess ours is gonna be extra smoky. Then we'll mix it up. Looks pretty good. So the recipe actually calls for 4 ounces of fresh spinach. The first time we made these, I felt that they were too spinachy and the spinach just burned on the pan. So this time we did half that, 2 ounces of fresh spinach, and I chopped them this time, and I feel like they will kind of fit better into the patty. So now I'm going to patty them up. It says that it makes about 6 to 8 patties that are 3 inches in diameter and 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch thick.
I just cut them into 6.
Perfect. We love cooking with cast iron, so in a hot pan, we add a little oil and wipe it out.
Okay, now we're going to heat up the buns like they do with Oklahoma onion burgers. Put the bun on top here. Put the bottom bun on top of that so it steams, kind of warms up. And there we go.
So our burgers today, we're gonna load them with that. So we made the golden mayo. I don't think that's what it's called. Might be the golden mayo. Anyway, we made the mayo recipe from the China Study cookbook the other day. And then we put in Pickapeppa to make this aioli. It's a SteakSauce aioli. And that's what's on our burgers. It really is like this rich, creamy, like delicious flavor. Really pairs well with the sweet potato and chickpeas and spinach that are in the burgers. And like I said, we're just pairing it with a simple spinach salad right out of the container. That spinach is actually from last week's grocery haul, episode 6, I think. This one. So we're trying to use that up. We saved it for the burgers, and then we only ended up using half of what the recipe called for the burgers, which is what I told you yesterday. So things are going great. We're just gonna eat our dinner and probably call it a night. Tomorrow's video is gonna be awesome. We're vlogging our trip to meet some of our friends at a really fun restaurant down near Miami. So make sure you hit that subscribe so you don't miss it. Tap the bell. What happens then is YouTube sends you a notification to let you know that we have a new video, so you definitely want that. And yeah, till next time, eat more plants, live veg inspired, have a great day, and let me know if you're loving these new vlogs. Thanks.